Recording. Quite a few of us in here who are HBI graduates. Aye. And so I just want to kind of just let you know that I use the same format, kind of sort of, right? That Bishop does, but I also been to Grambling, right? So, and my favorite instructor is Dr. Abraham. So, and I just like how she taught. I learned so much from her teaching style. So I kind of adopted that style, right? So I want you to open your books, right? We're in chapter 1. This is your textbook. This is Personalities of Leadership. Personality, yeah, and you can share. If you don't, so if you don't have your book, you can sit with someone who does. Okay. Right? You can sit with someone who does. Right? So this is Personalities of Leadership, chapter number 1, and we're going to be on the role of the leader. The role of the leader.
You got a book, Anthony? Who got a book? You got a book?
The role of the leader. All right? Leadership means different things to different people. Whether you are leading a small project team, a sports team, or a multinational organization, the principles of leadership are the same. In this first chapter, we explore what leadership is and how it can positively impact an organization's performance. How it can positively impact an organization's performance. Introduction. And I want you to skip down to that third paragraph that says, it's a fun exercise. Are you there? Right? Let's read. It's a fun exercise. However, having experienced this exercise very many times, I think that probably the only significant message to be drawn from it is, here it is, that there isn't just one ideal leadership style. I need you to underline that. That there is not just that there is some on my desk. There's one on my desk. You got it highlighted? I think it's a whole pack. Please check that closet back there. Remember all the supplies there?
Yeah, they got some.
And some in my desk drawer, I know for sure. But this is what I need you to understand, because what will happen is, right, is that we will get somewhere, or we will get around other people who are in leadership positions, and we will think that if we don't adopt that style, then somehow we're not measuring up.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
And so what I want to do is, right, what I want to do is,
That's right.
what I want to do is I want to destroy that. I want to destroy that myth.
Yeah.
Okay? And so I need you to understand that there is not just one particular leadership style. Okay? All of us are created differently. Right?
Unique.
So we're gonna, that's right. So we're gonna all have our different styles. So it says, in reality, there are many different styles of leadership that can, in their own way, be highly effective.
Yeah.
It is important to be yourself. It is important to be yourself. This should be seen as a very liberating conclusion. Being an excellent leader isn't about trying to emulate someone else's style. Yeah. It is certainly not about trying to adopt a style of leadership that's out of step with your personality. That's out of step with your personality. Yes? You had something to say? We want to encourage you to spend time learning about yourself and your strengths, then to develop a style of leadership that works for you. That is essential. That you begin to learn or to develop a style of leadership that works for you. Especially the profession I'm in, and along with Sister Yolanda and even Gabriel, especially as therapists. I learned that early on, because what I first thought was that there's going to be a specific way that I got to do this. What is the set standard of how we conduct our groups, or how we conduct our, you know what I mean, our assessments, or how we, there is no set style. Every therapist has their own style. Every therapist has their own strength. Every therapist we have an overall deal that we use called CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, right? But all of us use different workbooks. We use different modules. We use different formats. You know, my class may be completely different from Yolanda's. Yolanda's may be completely different from another therapist. You have to learn to use your own style. So your leadership style, right, you want it to be original and authentic so that you never get over into trying to be somebody else. Because one of these days you're going to come up short on trying to measure up to somebody else. But if you start off just being authentic, right, then you never have to worry about that. You can just always be authentic.
That's right.
Okay? It says here, as you read this book, don't just take the ideas and concepts that are described at face value. Don't slavishly follow techniques as they're written. Instead, stop and consider how they can specifically work for you. Ask yourself, are these techniques or ideas ones I should be practicing? How well do they fit with my personal values? Right? Let me give you an example. We got a daily meditation, and I think Yolanda can tell you. We got a daily meditation. It's a 24 hours a day meditation book, right? And at first, they would always make me copies. It's a spiritual deal, right? It's a spiritual deal. And of course, you all already know there are many different types of spirituality as defined by whatever author that is that's writing the book. Mm-hmm. Right? So, of course, y'all know me too, right? So I'm using these, but I begin to notice that as I use these deals for morning meditation, that they are in direct conflict into what I believe to be true about the scriptures.
Yeah. Right.
So then I just, and what I know about the book is that the book is used in the circles of Alcoholics Anonymous and AA, in NA, and Narcotics Anonymous, and in treatment centers throughout this state I know of, right? That book is used almost everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But not in Dr. Comanche groups.
Mm-hmm.
I understood that this is my group, this is how I'm running, and I'm not using this book, and I'm not going to use those morning meditations because I spend too much time having to come back and clean it up.
Yeah.
Because if it's saying things like my mother was an angel, and how beautiful this angel was, and I said I can't say that, right? Because it's anti-scripture. It's not. Okay. It don't coincide with scripture.
Okay, I see.
So I can't use. And so I had to come back and begin to. So I decided. What did I decide? I decided that it did not fit with my personal values.
Yeah.
Personal values.
You see, this is something we'll look at in the next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
How do these ideas fit with my personality traits? Again, something we'll cover in the next chapter. If it isn't something I can imagine adopting, how can I manage using alternative solutions? And I wrote this over in my notes. This is what I wrote over in my notes. I wrote this, and I'm going to give it to you. Personally, I can create my own leadership style. I can integrate with other styles, or I can incorporate other styles, but the choice is mine. Mm-hmm. See? I can create my own leadership style. I can integrate with other styles. I can incorporate other styles, but I never forget the choice is mine.
Right.
Okay? Let's turn the page. Leaders are critical. Right? Leaders are critical. You must have heard it, employees saying how they feel they would be so much better off without their bosses. What value do they add to the working process? Why do they need their boss? Working life would be so much easier if they were just allowed to get on with their job. After all, their boss doesn't even know what they do half of the time. Y'all hear people talking like that on the job? Y'all hear people talking like that on the job? These complaints may or may not be valid, but they're certainly not an indication that leadership isn't needed. They are more likely to be indications of other possible problems relating to the manager's style of leadership. And this needs investigating. Right? in favor of leadership. So let's look at some key reasons why having leadership is so important. Excellent leaders will provide direction and focus at an individual and team level. Wow. They provide direction and focus at an individual and team level. Secondly, they ensure the climate in which people work is positive. Right? They ensure the climate. So if someone in their workplace is bringing in negativity into the climate, a good leader will not allow one person to affect that climate with negativity and affect the whole.
Right. That's right.
A good leader gonna find a way to eradicate that problem. He'll sacrifice one for the whole.
You're gone.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So if I got somebody that's repeatedly coming to work late,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and other employees are witnessing that person repeatedly come to work late, and I don't do anything about it as a leader, then next thing you know, I'm actually giving permission for everybody to come to work late.
That's right. That's right.
So I have to address it. Right? A good leader. No. Thirdly, he or she ensures that the right resources are available and applied to the most appropriate activities. You got to make resources available to the people. Right? Inspire people so they remain motivated and committed. Always giving out new projects, right? To inspire those you're leading to be motivated and committed, right? Recognize and develop people. A good leader will recognize the strengths of those he leads and begin to develop them using, to use those strengths and to become better, right? He or she ensures decisions are made effectively, so things happen. To ensure that decisions are made effectively, so things happen. Continuation, direction, and focus. Providing direction and focus is a critical element of leadership. However, well-intentioned people are without someone to decide and communicate the direction. Let me go back and read that. However well-intentioned people are without someone to decide and communicate the direction in which the team is expected to be going in, there's a strong likelihood that people will channel their energies in a less than productive way. Wow. So when you don't provide direction and focus to those you're leading, sooner or later the people become complacent and they begin to, their attention and their energies begin to be diverted elsewhere.
Amen.
Right? It's easier for them to get distracted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Without leadership, individuals can find themselves overlapping their activities with others and duplicating effort, or alternatively, inadvertently leaving gaps in processes. Right? So, without good leadership, you'll have 5 people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Arriving at an end and having skipped some of the processes in the middle. Right? So you don't want to do that. See, this should whatever business ideas you got, whatever things that you got going on, that's why you have to have structure in place. You have to have structure in place, and you have to be able to communicate those ideas, right, and the direction in which you're going effectively, so that people understand the goal, right, and what everybody is working towards. Okay? Skip down to climate. It says, put simply, climate can be described as how it feels to work around here. Wow. How do y'all feel when you arrive at work every day? When you step foot out the car and go into the place, wow.
You want to get back
What does it do?
Get back in the car?
Wow. Yeah.
Just being real.
Right.
Wow. Well, I can't say that about where I work. We actually have fun. And it's going to be a new day. We already know that we basically set the course of how the day going to go.
That's right.
What we going to do and what we ain't going to do. You know what I mean? And how it's going to go. And, you know, what client we going to laugh at today.
Who made the coffee?
Yeah, just, you know, what we going to do. It ain't. And I love it because we don't have anybody standing over us. We don't have nobody standing over us, you know, driving us like we cattle or sheep, you know. Because in this line of work, if you don't do nothing, you don't get paid. So it's on you. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't going to get no check for it. You don't bill and you don't put no hours in and bill for no clients, you don't get that. So it's on you. It says the leader plays a key role in ensuring that the climate people work in is positive. A positive climate is fundamental to delivering peak performance. Right? Peak performance. Skip down to decision making. Decision making. This is a critical function of an effective leader. Poor or slow decision making can lead to, watch this now, a lack of confidence from those awaiting a decision. Wow. A lack of confidence. So you begin to question the leader's confidence. Right? Secondly, the wrong decision being made leading to exposure to risk and potential financial or reputational loss. Right? Or reputational loss. Missed opportunities in the intervening time, and people misdirected to work on inappropriate activities. I put this note here. I put two notes here. One note I put by climate. This is especially true in ministry. Right? Especially true in ministry. Create a climate of love and acceptance in ministry.
Amen.
Right? Create a climate of love and acceptance in ministry. Right? For decision making, I put this. When you hesitate in decision making, do not rush, but make timely decisions. Right? Do not rush, but make timely decisions.
You said
create a climate of love and acceptance in ministry. You know, we learned in that first book, and we learned in Leadership 101, that people really don't want to know how much you know versus how much you care.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your heart.
I know some people, they want to quote scripture all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And you quote scripture all day long, but do you care?
Right.
And do you care about the people?
That's it.
You know, people want to know you care.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So we have to keep that in mind. All right? Let's go to the next page, why we all need leaders. Down to positive benefits. Right? Positive benefits. Positive benefits. Here are just a few of the ways in which people can benefit from working for an excellent leader. They will, number one, understand their role and how the work they do contributes towards the overall goals. Right? They understand their role and how the work they do contributes towards the overall goal. Number two, they feel a sense of worth about their role.
You said worth?
Worth. They feel a sense of worth about their role. Number three, they have been encouraged to take their own personal development seriously. They have been encouraged to take their own personal development seriously. You've got to take your own personal development seriously. Y'all know I'll stay preaching that around here.
That's right.
If you're not willing to invest in yourself, don't expect me to invest in you.
That's right.
Number four, be confident they can ask questions, make suggestions, provide feedback, knowing they will be listened to. All right? Number five, they feel they can take calculated, managed, and appropriate risk and feel they are supported. They know they are trusted and empowered to act. And lastly, they feel an appropriate level of stretch and challenge in the things they do. Right? It's my job to stretch you.
Yeah.
It's my job to challenge you. It's my job to get you out of a comfort zone where you always like to be comfortable. Ain't this right out there? I stay pulling, stretching, putting you in difficult positions.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know you can handle it.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes we just need a little push to do something. If you're comfortable somewhere, that means you've already mastered that space. You need to move into another space.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable, that means that you have mastered that space and that time in your life, and it's time to move. It's time to stretch.
Yeah.
It's more territory you need to conquer.
Right.
Right?
Amen.
Because all kings always seek to enlarge their territory.
Right.
Right? You never want to get to a place where you're complacent and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's take a step back. Let's look over at the don't forget on your left-hand side. Y'all see the don't forget? Left-hand side of the page. Don't forget, you see the elephant right there? There's an elephant in the room. Trust works both ways.
Amen.
As a leader, you want employees to trust you, but you also need to have trust in your team.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That means don't micromanage. Wow. That's right. Once you take on a role, once you've been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I'm just going to trust you going to do your job.
Right.
I'm kind of like Bill Belichick, Jimmy.
That's right. Do your job.
Everybody, do your job.
Do your job. That's right.
That's right. Do your job. Let's look at taking a step back. Now we hear this terminology all the time. What? Leading from the front, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is often stated that leaders should be prepared to lead from the front. But this is a commonly used expression, leading from the front, and it can be misleading and needs some clarification. Typically, this expression conjures up a war-torn battle scene with a commander heroically leading troops into battle, deep into enemy territory. This, of course, is some way off the reality of most modern leadership situations. This type of leadership suggests a very hands-on or directive style, with the leader getting stuck in with the delivery along with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. I see it.
That's dangerous.
Yes, it is.
That's dangerous. Right? In other words, and I won't use this other guy. I won't use this other guy just for sake of clarity, but I will go back and use one of the, let's just hypothetically say President Bush, right?
Right.
We're talking about the son, right? George Bush, right?
Yeah, the son.
When I think if I'm not mistaken, I think President Bush was in Louisiana when 9/11 struck.
He was Barksdale.
Yeah, he was in Barksdale during the time of 9/11.
That's right.
Now, he being the leader of the free world at the time, President Bush, right? He been the leader at the time when the United States was struck, right? President Bush, they didn't take the leader and put the leader right there on the scene, right? They took the leader and put him somewhere safe, right? And then let him from a safe place begin to give the commands of what he needed carried out. We don't need the leader to get knee deep and stuck with the rest of the troops. We need the leader to be protected so he will be able to clearly give instructions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what that's talking about. So anytime, of course you're leading, and when it means leading from the front, it means your vision. The leader should have the vision.
Right.
If the people get into a situation, we don't need the leader in there stuck with it. In other words, if I work for a Fortune 500 company and we're hit by we're hit by a virus and all our computers go down, like what's been going on with the state these past couple days.
Yeah.
Right, the state system been down, right?
Right.
State system been down, and I'm sure Governor John Bell Edwards wasn't at the state headquarters down in the IT department, down on his knees trying to figure out what's going on.
All right.
Right? Somebody else is assigned to that. He trusted them all. He just gave one word though. This was what the governor said. The governor said, we will not, the state of Louisiana will not pay ransom to anybody.
Right.
That's right.
So whoever it is that attacked our state system, we're telling you now, you're not getting a dime.
Right.
That's right. That's what he
And
said.
if they knew like I knew, they going to prison. Whenever the state of Louisiana find out.
And they gonna find it.
And they gonna find
And
it.
you going to jail in Louisiana.
Sure will.
Yeah, you going to jail.
Deep.
Wherever you at, they going to extradite you and come get you.
Sure will. Deep.
It's
Deep.
funny they attacked it right after the election.
Right after the election.
That's fun. That's right. That's right.
Right after the
So, but I just wanted to give you an example of what this is talking about, right? All right. So it says, this is generally not what a leader is expected to do unless they truly need to be a player manager. Too much direct involvement can take a leader away from the things he or she should be doing. Wow. Turn it down for me. Too much direct involvement as a leader, right, can take you away. Adela, if you own a janitorial business, right?
Yes, sir.
We don't need you on the end of the hallway down there with a buffer in your hand, and you got a staff that's supposed to be doing it. We need you back at the office negotiating contracts, and you know what I mean? We don't need you down here trying to show somebody how to buff. Why did you put on the application you knew how to buff and you didn't know how to buff? I'm sorry. You know,
got to go.
You got to go.
Put me in. Well, I need to be
You see, you can't, as a leader, we need you to be,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
kind of seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Followers, it says too much direct involvement can take the leader away from things he or she should be doing. Followers are more likely to divert their energies towards trying to emulate their leader rather than to be inspired to develop themselves and their roles. It can also discourage any sense of responsibility or empowerment. So if a leader is down the hall buffing,
Yeah.
then the employee is saying, could be feeling discouraged, could be feeling, you see what I'm saying now? So if you keep getting in the way all the time, you're interfering in their development. Right? Most people don't understand that. I use that technique especially in therapy, right? Especially in counseling and in dealing with people, especially in substance abuse, right? I'm going to be there to help you sometime, right? But then sometime when you dig that hole, I'm going to let you stay down up in there. Because I have to allow you to understand you have to begin to take responsibility, full responsibility for your decisions, the decisions that you make.
Yeah.
You're not going to learn if you get bailed out every time.
That's right. That's right. Amen.
You're not going to learn. So sometimes you have to allow people to experience the full weight of the decisions that they make.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
It's hard, but it's fast.
Wow.
As a good leader, I have to allow you to figure that out on your own. Because if I keep coming in there, figuring it out for you and solving it for you, one day I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna know nothing.
And you ain't going to know nothing.
That's right.
You'll learn what not to do next time. You won't do that no more. You see? And so as a leader, you have to learn, it's a thin line between it, but you'll know when to pull back.
Yeah.
Right.
The leader's perspective. See, there it is right there. As a leader, you may need to pull yourself back. It's in the book. You may need to pull yourself back from interfering with the delivery, unless this is truly part of your role, and instead focus on getting the very most from those responsible and experienced at delivery. This is not about being an elitist, but it is ultimately about giving people clarity of direction and the support to help themselves and take responsibility.
Right.
You've got to be able to deliver that as a leader.
Wow.
Take responsibility.
Especially developing children.
Yeah.
You want to give them that.
Right.
Oh, yeah, we need.
You want to give them that. So if I'm teaching responsibility when it come down to money, right, and I give you an allowance at the beginning of the week, right, and then Wednesday night you asking me for $5,
Right.
and I just gave you 50 at the beginning of the week, and it's supposed to last you till the next Monday,
Right.
and you ask
You in
for
trouble.
and you ask for $5.
You in trouble.
What you need $5 for? I'm home. Better go there and eat something that belongs.
There you
You ain't got
go.
no money.
Wow.
You ain't got no money.
Wow.
Well, we got this going on Friday. I need. Oh, you spent all your. Oh, okay.
Wow.
I got to let you sit in there.
Wow.
I bet you next week when I give it to you, I bet you hold on to something.
Yeah, that's right.
You see?
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Wow.
Okay. Leading versus managing. Go to your next page.
Yes.
This is good. Go back to page 13. Look at that hot tip. See the hot tip? Got a jalapeno pepper up there. Oh, not a jalapeno. That's a red pepper.
Yeah.
See that red pepper?
That's hot.
Look what the hot tip say. The next time you are about to get involved in the detail, make a conscious effort to do what?
Step back.
Step back
And focus.
and focus on the big picture.
All right.
The next time you get ready to argue with somebody about something small, right?
Step back. It ain't
And focus on the big picture,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Step back and focus on the big picture, right? Step back, focus on. In other words, you got bigger fish to fry.
Amen.
Yeah. You got bigger fish to fry.
That's right.
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 All right. So, leading versus managing. There's a big difference between leading and managing. It is worth clarifying the difference. Being a manager. Many people have manager in their job title, but this doesn't necessarily mean that they are a leader of people.
That's right.
It is possible to be a manager of function or process without having to lead people, right? If you do have people reporting to you, there are two key functions to your role: managing people and leading people. In many ways, these two activities need to be interrelated, but the function of managing people, if separated out from leading people, can be seen merely as managing a set of processes, just like any other business process. All right, let's hypothetically say you are a manager at a restaurant, right? You're a manager at a restaurant. The restaurant closed at a certain time, right? So you already know that you're gonna close the drawers out, right? That's a process. The franchise already got a process, right? Already got a process, right? So you're simply managing the process from 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock, making sure that this process is done each day that you're there throughout, throughout your time there as a manager, right? But it's not your store, it's not your franchise, it's not any of that. You're simply a manager, right? You hire people, you fire people, right? You're not necessarily a leader, right?
True.
Now you can lead. You can lead. How would I lead? In other words, if I'm a manager and I'm working in a restaurant and I want them to close out, they know how I like this restaurant to look when I close.
Yeah.
Right? They know that when I walk back there in the dish area, I want to see all of that stuff. I want to see that stuff up there stacked, neat, put up. I don't want to see no dishes in the sink. All that food need to come up out of there. They need to know I want a good sweep ran through here, a good mop, this, that, and the other. Now, if I'm talking to them about that and they don't seem to get it, then as a leader, because I am a leader, they may see me get down on my knees and get up under there and start to pull some stuff out. I'm the manager, but I can also lead.
Yeah.
So if they see me willing to get down on the floor and get up under there and get it done, then they understand that if he'll get down there and get it done, and it ain't beneath him, then it ain't beneath me to get down there.
Right. That's right.
So I can be managing, but while I'm managing, I can also lead.
Yeah.
Right? Leadership is always at a higher level than managing. Because the things you do as a leader will affect people for the rest of their lives.
That's right.
Right? So you want to understand the difference. And there's going to be a lot of times you're going to be in a position to lead. You're going to know it. You're going to know because the situation or the circumstance is going to be something in you saying, lead them.
Yeah.
Show them how. Or show her how. Right? The leadership always goes beyond the step of management.
Yeah.
As a manager, you can just explain the process and it is what it is.
That's right.
As a leader, I'm going to explain the process, and if I see you having trouble with it, I'm going to go ahead on and get down there and show you how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to lead you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you some advice along the way. Right? All right. Anybody got anything they want to say about me? Just be going over.
It's good.
Okay. Now, you've already got this. You already got your worksheet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Effects of good leadership, page 16. And I'm running through this.
I'm missing.
Y'all see the chart? Look at the chart. Leadership, climate, processes. Y'all see it? All right. I want y'all to read. And look at it. Page 19. Page 19. I want to look at, this is creating a climate process, but I want to look at, creating a positive climate, but I want to look at confidence in others. One of the most important lessons to learn as a leader is to have confidence in those that work for and with you. Being a leader doesn't mean having all the answers. Right?
Okay.
The higher up you are in an organization, the less you are likely to need to know about the day-to-day operational detail, and the more you need to trust others to focus on this and instead keep you appraised of the progress. Right? Let me tell you something right now. Everything that go on here at Good News Ministry, if it's got anything to do with food, decoration, or anything like that, I don't have nothing to do with that.
That's right.
I ain't got nothing to do with it. I've almost got to a point here where I don't do nothing but worry about preaching. That's it. I ain't got time to the other stuff. I got people that take care of that stuff. I don't. If they said, Pastor, we're going to do this on so-and-so day, you know what I say? Okay.
Amen.
You know why I don't bother it? Because I got people that I trust, and I know they want it done, and I know they want to do it, and I know it's going to be done right. Right? But I don't mess with it, because if I mess with it, for some reason, I think everybody like me. This is how I am, right? I'm getting ready to do something, and you come mess with it. Know what that means to me? That means you know how to do it then. We'll get on in there and do it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I don't bother them. I'm not going to come over here saying, well, fix this and do this. No. Because once I come over here, I'm scared they're going to say, well, Pastor, why don't you go get everything and cook everything? And I ain't going to do it, so I'm going to leave it alone.
Amen. Yeah.
I learned this. This is what I learned. That if don't tear down something that you're not willing to rebuild and do yourself. If you can't do it yourself, then leave other people alone who are doing it.
Yeah.
If you can't replace them and that which they doing, then don't even bring that to me. Especially, I know you ain't willing to go to that event. You need to leave that alone. See? So once you get people, right, around you that's working with you as a team, you have to learn to trust them people and let them do them.
Right.
You know? Just keep me informed of when and where I need to show up at. Okay, I'll be there. You know? That's easy.
Yeah.
When you learn that it's not on you as a leader to do everything. You can't do everything.
That's right.
Right? So you should have some confidence in others.
Right.
Being a leader does not, as is often described, need to be a lonely role. Although final decisions and division may be signed off by the leader, they are likely to benefit from consultation with others who can bring to the table a number of different perspectives. This is something we'll explore in chapter number 4. Developing yourself in others. There is direct correlation between those who take personal development seriously of themselves and others and top performance. People who are encouraged to take responsibility for their own development are far more likely to be engaged, motivated, and energized in all that they do.
Yeah.
These are all factors that contribute towards creating a positive environment. Wow. Y'all ain't here by mistake. Y'all special people. Y'all special people. Y'all have a desire to develop yourself, to be motivated, to do. Not everybody gonna even, hey, trust me. Trust me. Everybody not called to be a leader like this.
That's true.
Everybody ain't got that. You follow what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got that. Right? So, this stuff that's being put into you, see, you understand. And this ain't coming from Dr. Comanche. We out of the textbook now. Right? We seeing this stuff in the textbook. Right? Okay. I think I already turned that page there. Let's go now to
Beware.
22.
Beware. On page 19.
We got a beware tip down there?
Yeah. On page 19.
Oh yeah, that's good. Being a visionary is more than just having inspirational ideas. They also need to be able to communicate these so that others can help turn them into reality. Wow. Sound like the Bible we read, don't it? Write your vision and make it plain. Ain't that something?
Right. Your vision board.
Your vision board. Wow. Okay, let's go now. We get to.
Pastor, can we pause right there and lift this shift up?
Okay, yes. Okay.
I've been having my vision board, y'all, for years. Well, a couple of years now. But just a little bit personal. My son and his wife were separated. He was living in an apartment, she was living in the house. I took pictures of that family and I put it on my vision board. The children, the mom and the dad, was one of their family pictures together. And I put Lord, this means family, back together. And I continually say, October 10th, he moved back home with his wife.
Amen.
Amen.
But it took a couple of years of just praying and them working, to get their home back together. But I was able to write on my vision board that complete.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Okay,
That's
that
awesome.
is.
Amen. Now that's a vision worth celebrating.
Yes.
That's a vision worth celebrating right there. Amen. Amen.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's a vision worth celebrating. Families getting put back together. So, in other words, what Ann just shared with us, that vision is able to do all things. If you can see it and believe it, right, and speak it, right, and then begin